Oh my gosh, I thought it was filming this whole time, and it didn't film the first two. Oh. Anyone else ever have that happen? You're just like, no! I said some good advice, and it showed some cool things. Oh my goodness. Well, we have like 9 of them, so I guess it doesn't matter if you missed the first 2, but darn it. We'll keep going. I'm gonna take a little break, because ugh. Hello, this is Ivy, and I drew 9 faces because of a dream I had last night. So, it is June 20th, Thursday, by the way. So, I had a dream where I had last night. Okay, let me start over. I don't have what would be considered good dreams, like, ever. Like, a really long time will go by and then randomly I'll have like a dream that's like, okay. That was pretty good. It's pretty good. Nothing scary or weird. And basically in the dream, all I remember at this point of the day, that I had a bunch of pages of sketches in my hands. Like I had tons of pages, like 10 pages or more, just a ton of pages in my hand, full to the brim, like all full page, whole page filled, both sides of just sketches. And it wasn't necessarily that they were perfect sketches or anything like that. The feeling I got was that I had this unblocked freedom in mentally to be able to fill these pages and feel easy about it. Like it felt easy to me to have drawn that much in a short period of time. I guess that dream just really impacted me. I just was just like, wow. I had a feeling where I felt free in my mind, like freedom mentally, and that I was able to just do that, and it was easy, and I didn't feel like it was a hassle, or like I was like pulling myself along, like I had to make effort, to draw that much. And I draw a lot, but not like in short periods of time. It's like this is all over a time span since like I think I started the sketchbook in November last year, which I guess is not like, some people might think that's pretty quick, that might be fast, but for me, that's not that quick. It'd be nice if I could do like 2 or 3 pages like this a day. Like, and it's not like this took me a long time or that it was like actually hard. Anyways, to get to the point, I decided based on the fact that I felt like good because of that dream, I was like, wow, let me just like make an effort here. Let me just like pep talk myself into filling a page. And so I was like, well, I'll just draw 9 faces. And they're non-ref. I didn't reference anything. I was just, not that there's anything wrong with that. I usually always reference things in some form. But I have aphantasia, and I read that aphantasia can get better if you practice getting better, like for instance, some people practice trying to visualize things and stuff like that. Hard to explain because I don't know that much about it. I only read a little bit about it. I said I would do all these faces, trying to mimic the feeling of freedom in the mind, like my dream. I personally feel my first stage sketches are really ugly, but like I'm okay with that. I'm not like, oh, poor you, your sketches are ugly. I don't feel bad about it or anything. It's just like that's just the first stage of my sketches. Let's be honest. These don't look amazing. I will put up pictures of what they look like before I did these 2 because, as I said in the beginning, I was recording when I did these 2, and I already did this whole talk thing, and I probably said it a lot better and shorter the first time. I did 9 faces. I just went for it. I didn't try to make them look the same. I didn't try to do anything. I just like draw 2 circles, make it a face. Draw 2 circles, make it a face. And I just did that over and over 9 times. And I numbered them from the first to the last. So that's what the numbers mean, is I did this one first, this one second, this one's third, and so on. Just to see if, there's any connection between warming up to I've drawn it 9 times now, it should look better. There isn't really. I would say this one, and this one do look a little better than the ones in the beginning. This one looks okay. Some of them you can tell I like kind of gave up, like this and this looks less detailed. This one's kind of weird. Looks like a anime character on drugs, but you would not have got, I don't feel like you could see this hiding within the raw sketch. So basically these are like blueprints, and because I have aphantasia, I can't visualize in my mind exactly what it is that I want it to look like on paper, like previously, like planned. So I basically just kind of do my best to sketch out what I'm like kind of thinking. Now that I have like a blueprint, I kind of do now have a visual plan where, like, I guess an average person have a visual plan in their head. Mine is on the paper. So that's why they look better when I go over them. And the reason why I don't make drawing videos, they're usually always painting. Usually, I think there's a few that have drawing in them. It's because I realized in the beginning when I tried to do videos of me like actually drawing and sketching, that because of my camera setup, I had to like lean away so that my head isn't like right here all the time in the middle or right here. That happens a lot with like baby hairs and stuff. Because I have a tendency to lean really in and close because I have not very good eyesight. So I have to lean away, and because I lean away, I'm looking at the paper at an angle, and it just ends up making my sketches look really like weird. And they don't look weird if you look at them at an angle, so I kind of figured it out that way. I was like, it didn't look weird when I was drawing it, but now that I'm looking at it from above, it does look weird. And I think that makes sense, so that's why I don't do it right now. If I ever get a better camera setup, or the camera maybe is over here or something, where my head isn't in the way, and you can actually see the paper while I'm like leaning over it. If I can figure out a way to do that eventually, and then, you know, I'll make videos of me drawing, but you're gonna see video of me right now drawing because it's a little easier to not make it distorted when I already have something to go over, because the proportions are kind of sort of already there. I may not talk the whole time, but periodically I will come in and talk about, I don't know, tips or what I'm doing or something. Right, so number 3, let's do this. Popping back in again, there's number 3, as you can see. Not as ugly as before. A little off looking, but that's okay, they can't all be winners. I'm actually currently listening to a video by Jenna Drawing, and it's a video about same face syndrome in art. Clearly I do not have same face syndrome. I mean, I think when I was younger. When I was younger, I would draw like my characters pretty similar to each other, and I could repeat faces to look pretty similar to each other, but I don't feel like I can do that well now. But also I haven't practiced or tried to repeat a character as of recently, so maybe that'll be something I'll do next. Maybe I could even record myself trying to do that. You guys can watch me struggle. For this though, and I don't know if this would be helpful, but like I said in the beginning of the video, I didn't have a plan or anything. I just started doodling, and I wasn't trying to make any specific character. I wasn't looking at any reference of different people's types of faces. I just would like make 2 circles and then just put in the features like willy-nilly, and sometimes the circles wouldn't be perfect each time, and so I just went with whatever shape the circles kind of did, and then I said to myself, I'm gonna do more square or more circle-y. What am I trying to say? I'm gonna do more round is what I meant to say. I'm gonna do more round or more sharp and square. That's like pretty much the only thing that I decided on when I would do it. Each face, I mean. So like for this one I was like, I'm gonna go a little more round. This one I was like, I'm gonna go a little more square. I'm gonna go a little in between. I'm gonna go longer. I'm gonna try going rounder and more like anime or childlike, I guess. And I was like somewhere in between, and then I was like a little bit longer again, a little bit square, I don't know. You know, like I just was trying like very simple, free idea there. So if you have same face syndrome and you want to work on it, because you can change that, you just have to practice. Just look at references of different people's kinds of faces, just so you have an idea what your options are. And then you can either practice drawing from reference, which is great for you for improving, or you can just try doing this, try to get kind of some freedom from your mind and kind of just get a flow, and, you know, not as stressful as like trying to match up to a picture, you know. I mean, if you're like the kind of person that has like a little bit of a problem with like perfectionism, and it can be stressful if it's not looking great, especially at first, because a lot of people can lack the patience to get to the next step until it stops looking ugly, kind of a thing. I think that's pretty relatable. I used to be that way when I was younger. Because Couldn't tell you where I got all my patience from now. Let's go on to number 4. I kind of noticed they all have the same eyebrow, so I was like, I'm gonna make this one kind of sad. And I'm gonna make this one kind of sad. I don't know. I think little sad expressions are kind of cute. Yeah, I don't know. I think this one's really good. You gotta pay attention to the anatomy when you're doing lines over the blueprint. So like, for instance, how I put this. So like, you see how I put lines right here, the opposite direction of where the blueprint actually was. The blueprint actually was going like this way. Well, the cheek, that would be like the cheekbone. The cheekbone's actually not right here by the eye. That's like the temple area right here, temple. So the cheekbone would actually be down here, right under the eye. So you just kind of have to like look at that when you're looking at the blueprint type thing. This one's a little high too, so I'd go under like this. This one I left high, just, I don't know, just to look different. This one's a little high, which I think it looks fine. I can't get over this one. This one just looks really weird to me. Hey guys, so 9 faces. Woohoo, good job, self. They don't all look perfect, but they do look better than the blueprints. They look like actual people. Yeah, they're all different. Some of them are kind of weird looking. That's okay. Real life people don't all look the same either. Good way to draw and do things. Sorry, I just noticed something. It's probably because I was leaning away. I don't know. Alright, so if I had to pick a favorite, I'm gonna say a 4. Now, what do I like about 4? I like the shape of the face. I obviously like how clean it is. I don't know, it's just something that I'm like attracted to when I see artwork and stuff. If it like looks really nice and clean, for some reason I like that. I can't really say why. I don't think there's anything wrong with messy. Sometimes I really like the way messy stuff looks. What else? Face shape. The eyebrows are kind of cute, a little feathery. The eyes aren't bad. They're pretty even. The shape's kind of nice, kind of cute. The nose is okay. I think I could have done better on the nose. I think that it would have looked better to me if I made it a little more like, let me pick one on this page. Maybe like this one, or this one, or this one. I don't know. I could just probably fix it right now. It just looks like not very distinct. Like it needs a little more. There, that's a little bit better. It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of round. Probably give her different lips too. What lips do I like the most on this page? I like these puffy lips. Lips that I do usually look something like this or this a lot of the time. I don't know. For this page, I kind of like the puffy lips. I think might be my favorite. Maybe. I kind of like this one too, but this one might be my second favorite. I don't know. Least favorite? Probably the first one. It just looks really weird to me. I don't know what I did. It just looks weird. I think it's the eyes, and the eyes probably should have been higher. Yeah, I think the eyes should have been higher. Everything just kind of looks squished. And I'm not really into that. Someone else might be into that, and that's fine. I'm not saying it's ugly or that it's bad. It's just not what I like. And that's fine. This one looks really unique, I think. This one actually doesn't look like a koala anymore. It turned out okay, I think. I think it doesn't look bad overall. It might be like my third favorite or something. For how weird the blueprint looked. Just shows that you could do a lot with something. I think this one looks kind of weird too. This one is very interesting looking. I think it's because of the shape of the forehead with the ears sticking out, and the face is really thin. But see, you can like just pick out like the details about things that you like. This one I totally made the ears really weird. I don't know. I was just going quickly, I think. Oops, made it worse. Oh well. Now it's a vampire. Angry looking vampire. This one looks really angry. I was just trying to like go with the eyes, kind of like go with the different things, and all the eyes look the same. I do that sometimes. Sometimes I do have like same eye syndrome, if that's even a thing. The forehead a little bit bigger. Oh, it looks a little better. Yeah, I don't got much more to say about that, but that is a way you could figure out how you want to do faces as far as like what you like, or just style, which style pretty much is just a list of things you like that you redraw over and over, as I've said before. That's one way you can dive into that. Just, you know, pick a number. I find it less stressful to fill a page if I just pick how many things I'm going to draw on the page. Like, instead of telling myself, I'm going to fill this whole page with faces, and I'm like, oh my god, how am I going to fit all those faces on this page? How do I want to orient it? How do I want to, like, draw it? How big do I want to draw it? You know, like, you get too complicated about it and you get overwhelmed and stuff, and I think maybe a lot of people have, like, page anxiety about filling a page or filling a sketchbook and stuff because they're thinking too much about it. And so I think it helps a lot to just pick an amount. So I was like, at first I was like, I don't know how many I'm going to do. So I did 3 this way, and they all kind of came out sort of the same size. And I was like, good job, self. And I was like, well, since I did 3 this way, because this wasn't a planned thing when I started. I just started doing this just for the heck of it, I guess, because of the dream I had. So after I got like 3 done, I was like, okay, I'm going to fill the page, kind of. I sort of filled the page. I felt like more than 9 was too much for me in one go. Like, I feel like I would lose interest after 9. That's me personally. You do what works for you, but I was like, 9 is obtainable for me without being challenging. So I didn't want it to be challenging. I was trying to channel like a freedom with my mind, like a free flow. Like, I didn't want to have any kind of blocked feeling, which I think challenges are great for you and that's how you improve, but sometimes that's not what's needed for that moment. It's okay to do different things. So I just picked 9. I thought 9 was doable. I thought it was just enough to make it work, but not too much to make it a hassle. So I already had 3 done, so then I was like, well, I'll just go like up and down like this, and then it'll feel like about that much of the page, you know, and there'll be like a little spot down here, and I can add 3 more if I want to, or in this case, I just made sure to appreciate myself for finishing what I wanted to do. So, which is good. You know, if you're working on liking yourself and having, you know, loving yourself and all that, if you're working on that, appreciating the things that you do is a good step towards that direction. Anyways, So 9 faces, done deal, did it. Good job, self. I feel like I did learn something from this because I was thinking about like how I really would like to make a short comic. I don't think by any means I am the type of artist who has a load of interest in comics and creating them and stuff like that. I just kind of always wanted to make one since I was a kid. And so it's just kind of like a goal thing that I wanted to do eventually to like experience. So someday I want to have a singular volume comic of some kind. And I have some ideas, but I'm not super awesome at character design. I was when I was younger, but I wasn't this good of an artist when I was younger, obviously, because I was a child. But I was a lot better at storytelling and making characters and stuff when I was younger. And I think that has a lot to do with just life stuff, you know. Life stuff seems to harm your imagination sometimes. Anyways, I learned a lot from this because I now know that if I were going to make a main character and I want it to be a character that I really like so that I'm motivated to make the story for this character, which if you can't relate to that, then that's not going to make any sense to you, but I'm a kind of person where I need to like what I'm doing to be motivated, which is a challenge sometimes. But I'm thinking that I would be the most motivated to really sit down and get a comic done and do all the practicing and stuff if I like the character. So I'm like, well, I don't know what I like as far as like faces go. Like, I don't know how I want my character to look. What about a character would I... Okay, so I feel like I learned a lot. I want to make an OC, like a reoccurring, consistent OC. I have a little cherub that I draw once in a while. That's one of my little characters that reoccurs and is consistent. But he doesn't have a face. He just wears like a mask. So he looks more like a decorative thing rather than an actual character. So I wanted to make an actual character that I could probably use in a comic or something. And I didn't know what kind of face that I'd want. I don't even know what I want them to look like. There's nothing really desirable in my mind for a character to look like. It wasn't that way when I was younger, but I guess that's the way it is now, which is fine. You work with yourself. You gotta be patient and understanding with yourself. Yeah, so I really like this one. I would definitely be motivated to make a story for a character that looked like this. Like, I'm kind of in love with that. I think it's really cute. And, I don't know, it just looks like the kind of face that you can, like, if that makes sense. You know, I would enjoy making some artwork of a character with a face like this. So that's awesome. I got something out of this other than just practicing. And yeah, well, I guess that's the end of the video. I just thought this would make a interesting video, and that's about it. Hopefully something about this video was helpful. I guess this is gonna be video number 2 on helpful stuff, process stuff. Thank you for stopping by and watching or listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and that's it. That is it. Goodbye.